Hey guys, Mark with Valor Insurance, and today we're going to talk about the top 5 cheapest insurances in Michigan. So I did a little bit of research on this, and it's actually confusing to me a little bit because when I started looking at all these companies, I went to all the main websites like your Wallet Hubs and your Bank Rate and all those things, and they all give different answers, which was crazy because they all say that they've been updated within the last 90 days, and it's impossible for that to be the case. So I'm going to give you the top 5 that I came across with them, and then I'm going to give you my top 5 that I'm going to pick as well that I've worked with company-wise that I like the most. Coming in number 5 is Frankenmuth. Now, only one of the companies through the research had said Frankenmuth was one of the top 5 in Michigan, but I've had experience with them. I've actually seen them around. I've read reviews on them in the past, and yeah, they're actually a pretty decent company. There's nothing unique as far as if you're looking at like auto insurance specifically that I've seen that pulls them out of the group that shows why they would be better than another. But overall, I think they're a good company to go with. Number 4 is Wolverine Insurance or Wolverine Mutual, and they're actually pretty decent. They've had really good rates. I've had good experience with them. The only thing I don't love about them, and I'll dive in a little bit deeper at the end of the video, is that they're a little bit antiquated. So some of their systems and their way that they do things are kind of the old way of doing it. Coming in at number 3 is Travelers Insurance. Now, I don't know if you can even go through Travelers anymore because I tried to do a quote online and it just gave me a 1-800 number. That is the same thing with Geico that I found in the past and some other companies is they have a presence in Michigan, but they really don't want to grow that book or that business in Michigan because they usually in most cases they don't quite understand it or want to have the business in there. And so because of that, they make it difficult for you to get quotes. And number 2 is Chubb Insurance. So Chubb is similar to what we do, which is they're a brokerage. So you're going to talk to a live person. There's not a way to do an online quote with any of these so far. Frankenmuth wouldn't let me. Chubb wouldn't let me. Wolverine refers you to an agent. So does Travelers in Michigan. Although Travelers is the only one that outside of Michigan that they will let you do a quote online through their website. Coming in at the number 1 spot for the online search that I've done is actually a tie. So it's a tie between Progressive, Chubb, and Safeco. All 3 of those came across the board as the number 1 to go with. Now, doing a little bit further research, I'm going to lean towards Progressive because I've had a lot of good experience with them, and overall, they're one of the better fits in Michigan for customers. I find that when I have customers that come in an agency, or when I've worked with agents that have customers, Progressive's just like a solid company, whether they're a backup for sometimes, or they're just the best fit in most cases. I think right now they're really crushing it. So let's move on to my top companies. I've got 3 main companies that I like to work with. So the first one is going to be AAA. AAA is one of those companies that's that name brand. They're stamped really well. I love everything they stand for. They're a little bit, as far as like the corporate and all that stuff, if we were to dive into them, they're starting to make some moves there. I think that a lot of people are starting to hit the retirement section where some of the younger guys are coming in and making some changes, which I love. So there's a lot of things going on there. They've got new websites, revamped everything. They've got the AAA membership. They're really good when tickets and accidents come up. So they're a lot more lenient with stuff like that in Michigan. As we know, that makes the rates go crazy, and the comprehensive claims don't affect you as much with them. It's just an overall really good, solid fit for number 3 spot. The number 2 is the company I'm with. It's Citizens Insurance. They're a little bit stiffer as far as their guidelines. They are looking for a specific type of client. They want the husband and wife that owns a house, that has maybe a kid, but they've got 2 to 3 vehicles. It's a decent house. Like they're looking for the good insurance score, good overall fit. I don't know why they let me in, but I'm in. They've got really good rates. They're really lenient because they, instead of the 5-year span that most companies go, they only go back 3 years. So if you have a claim or an accident that's only 4 years old, it doesn't count with them. That's the powerful piece of going through Citizen. And I'm actually taking that tie and I'm splitting it into, so there's technically 4 companies we're talking about, which is Progressive and Safeco. Progressive, I already mentioned why they're great, but Safeco is just one of those companies that is a solid, great company. They're owned by Liberty Mutual. They've got really good benefits. So when we talk about auto insurance, you don't talk a whole lot about how you can get extra packages to get better towing or better road service or cash back or claims free, because A lot of companies don't compare those. They just go for the cheapest price on auto, and they don't really dive in to show you all of the extra pieces. Well, Safeco takes the extra step, and they've created multiple packages, like an essential and packages that go above the essential that give you those better benefits, and they even give you cash back. So you can get a 2.5 to 5% at this time, where they'll give you cash back every 6 months for not having claims. I love that part about them. So there you have it. Those are the top 5 insurance companies in Michigan to go with. If you guys are interested, most of these companies that we actually work with here at Valor. So don't go ahead and fill out a quote below. We'd love to help you out. It does take a few minutes because this is we call it the in-depth or the most accurate version. So if you have little time, just fill out a couple things, send it in, and we'll call you. Otherwise, go ahead and fill the whole thing out. We'd love to help you out. I'm Mark with Valor Insurance. We'll see you in the next one.